Hey Cancer, welcome to your weekly reading for October 15th through the 21st. We're going to do general week for the week ahead, and as always, I will pick one card for love. And the soul homework video, soul homework card, I'm going to do on a separate video. We're going to change that up a little bit, and we're going to keep these videos short and sweet and to the point. So let's see what's going on, my friends, for Cancer. Let's do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, and then of course we need a card about love, right? There's our card for love right there. We'll put it aside here. I don't want it to catch on fire. It's the last thing we need right now. All right, so I had the card. I had the deck upside down, I'm pretty sure. And I don't do reversals anyway, and I know you guys, some of you get mad. But, so you have Prince of Swords coming up for Monday, Tuesday. And so we're not going to do, well, I guess if you're looking at it in a reverse, this is going to basically say that maybe some of you have run out of steam early on in the week. Some of you might be holding back. You're wanting to move ahead with some kind of idea or some kind of plan, or maybe even confronting somebody, and you might be holding back. You might kind of be a little bit cautious about how you're wanting to approach a situation. The thing about Prince of Swords or Knight of Swords is they're very, very driven. Even though it's an air sign, to me, I always think of it as a fiery person. Somebody who's just like, go, 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 go. Action. Like, they don't, like, they're just beyond sitting and planning. Like, they're out there and they're trying to make stuff happen. And Prince of Swords or Knight of Swords is very, very kind of like, protective. They always have the best interest for their loved ones at heart, and so they're going to be very opinionated. So maybe some of you are dealing with a Prince of Swords or a Knight of Swords, which could be an air sign male, or some of you are the Prince of Swords in some way, or you're having this kind of energy in your life where maybe like you're having a power struggle, or somebody maybe is kind of coming down on you and you're wanting to push back and you're not really sure how to do that because maybe you're trying to avoid confrontation in some way. But this might be a good time to kind of regroup, refigure out how you want to approach the situation. We got that smoke blowing over his confirmation here, and take action. So I feel, Cancer, the message here for you is to take action. Don't be intimidated, but maybe just kind of look at the situation and try to figure out what is the most peaceful, most non-confrontational way to approach it. Because I know sometimes, Cancers, you all don't like the confrontation. So that's something that you're going to be having to deal with in the beginning of the week. Now, intuitively, I feel for some of you, this is something where you're trying to make peace with someone. So I know Venus retrograde is a time when a lot of people's exes kind of reappear. And I think for some of you, you've been very tempted to reach out to someone and you've been like, no, 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 like I want to, but I can't. I want to, but I can't, because you might be thinking there might still be some bad blood there. So if that's the case, you know, you may want to kind of do some cord cutting or do some kind of like meditation work or some soul work to clear out that energy before reaching out to that person. If it's good for you to do or not, you might want to meditate. I mean, this is a general reading. It's going to be different for different folks. You might want to check out your moon sign and your rising sign for more information, or you might need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. Reach out to me and let me know if that's the case. Your Wednesday, Thursday, my dears, is Four of Wands. This is actually celebration. This is like actually like having a good time, being happy. And in some ways, it could even be like a homecoming. So maybe some of you are getting a sense of feeling settled in your life. Or maybe you're getting a sense of, and that smoke's blowing over as confirmation, some of you are feeling you've arrived in some way. Or maybe like some of you were worried about having to move somewhere else. Maybe money was hard or things were going hard. Or you just kind of thought that there wasn't a place for you. But you're starting to feel like you're growing some roots. And it's time to maybe reward yourself and have some fun. You know, so for some of you, this is going to be a reminder that you're working really hard and you need to take some time to enjoy and to have a good time and to connect with other people. For some of you, maybe you've been attempted to reach out to an ex, but something is happening midweek where you're like, oh, but I'm having too much fun where I'm at. Maybe they can wait a while, you know, or maybe some of you have been hoping that somebody's going to reach out to you, but something is happening midweek where you're starting to connect, whether it's romantically or whether it's like through celebration or hanging out with friends, where you're like, okay, well, maybe I'm okay without them. So your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Cancer, is 8 of Wands. This is communication. This is like things moving quickly. Like delays are over, fast-paced, you know, moving ahead. So if there's something you've been blocked in, it's actually happening. Some of you may be hearing from someone from the past. Some of you maybe tried reaching out to someone in the past. Maybe they told you to take a hike or to get lost, or they blew you off, and now all of a sudden they're having a change of heart and they're reaching out to you again. But 8 of Wands, you know, the Wands are about passion. They're about excitement. They're about, you know, like, you know, action, going for it. So I think some of you may be taking, I don't want to say a leap of faith, but you're just going into something without overanalyzing it. So some of you are getting together with someone from the past, or at least beginning to talk about it. Some of you are moving forward on an idea or a project that's kind of a big deal for you. I feel some of you are filled with this really strong sense of romanticism, and like, I mean, just like kind of a love of life and falling in love with yourself, and like you're wanting to get out there and make things happen. And I feel that for some of you, you might be very unexpectedly finding love. Like those of you who are like, oh my goodness, no, I'm done with my ex. I don't even want my ex, and I'm just focusing on me, and this is about my life and me taking care of myself. You're getting like this inspiration for these ideas, and you're moving forward on them, and all of a sudden your life is beginning to fill up with love, right? So this process might be starting this weekend for some of you. So you may be making a decision to go in a certain direction, to go after a project or a business or something creative. It could be taking a class. It could be all kinds of things. But then all of a sudden, you know, once you start going in the next few weeks, you're going to find that all of a sudden your life is filling up with love in a lot of different ways, and that might be leading you to romance, even though romance is the last thing you're interested in right now for some of you. Again, general reading, check out your moon sign and your rising sign, and check out your pick a card readings, which are up. Your love card for the week is 8 of Pentacles, my friends. So this is pretty cool. This is really cool. Some of you who are currently in a relationship, I feel like you and your partner are trying to get on the same page right now about how to make the relationship better. And not even because there's been problems, but just kind of like you guys are just getting closer. To me, 8 of Pentacles is really about perfecting something, putting your time and your attention in and really carving out the details and really perfecting it. So I think some of you are looking at your relationship with like under this, you know, magnifying glass or microscope, or, you know, what is the saying? Like, you know, going through it with like a fine-tooth comb. Like you guys are trying to figure out, like, is there anything that would make us happier? Is there anything that we want? Some of you might be working towards or making plans about really, really finalizing something in the relationship. So maybe some of you are like wanting to do something in terms of bringing the relationship closer. So maybe you're wanting to bring your families closer. I feel like some of you, and I know this is really specific, but it's coming out, and maybe somebody who's watching is going to say, oh my God, that's my situation. I feel some of you are perfecting some plan as far as travel goes. I feel like maybe you all have a family in another country, and like you all haven't seen them in a really long time, and you're wanting like to take them, bring them here, or you go there, or whatever the case may be, wherever here is for you, bring them to you or you go to them. But I feel like there's something happening with like really, really carving out details and making this happen, and something around the celebration. You know, maybe some of you are wanting to have a wedding in another country, or fly people out for a wedding from another country, or a birth. Maybe like a grandchild is being born, and you all are trying to get the grandparents to be able to be with the baby. I just saw something with traveling and like bringing a family together for some of you. For other ones of you, I feel this is more really getting on the same page about your money. Like maybe you all have been arguing about money and you're not necessarily trying to go out and make more of it because you're probably working hard enough. It could just be like, how can we get on the same page about what we're going to do with the money? Maybe some of you have been arguing because you feel like somebody's being very careless or irresponsible. For those of you who are single, I feel like you might be really focusing more on your work and there might be some love opportunity for you, but you might not be interested in taking it. Or if you are, you're just kind of really taking it slow because you're more focused on really, really carving out your career right now and doing things that are going to be, you know, long-term beneficial for you. So it's kind of just more, like I said, I felt that for some of you, you're just kind of like, oh, okay, like whatever, like love is not the main thing for a lot of you Cancers right now. I mean, for some of you it is. This is a general reading. Check out the love reading for month of October for Cancer. If you haven't already, there's audio video up for that. But, you know, check out your moon sign and rising sign too. Those are going to have more information for you. And you might need a personal reading. Check out the description box, guys. I have everything listed there. I've got readings starting as low as $5 and up. I try to have affordable options for everyone. Reach out to me. Let me know if you want a private reading. AmethystAngelLight@gmail.com. I do a free card every single day. I do a free pick a card every single day on Facebook and Instagram, AmethystAngelLight social media. Check that out as well, guys. If you haven't already liked the page or followed me on Instagram, go ahead and do that as well. And I'm excited for those of you who are going to be really coming into this celebration energy, Cancer. You all can be very loving. You all can also be very self-sacrificing. So I'm really excited to see that you all are getting into that passion energy and just kind of going for it. So thank you for allowing me to read for you, generally or in person. Till next week, my friends.